Okay, I'm just gonna put this on the floor and then I don't really have to deal with it too much. Okay, so I'm speaking to you guys, but I'm obviously speaking to all the Blueprint people who are gonna hopefully watch this and use it. And so we talked about a good warm-up being something for our body, something for our mind, and something for our skills. And what we're gonna do here today in the gym is just the body-related stuff. So I'm gonna omit the mind, I'm gonna omit the skills, not because they're less important, but just because for the context of this quick video, not what we need. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're just gonna kind of begin hands and knees on the floor. You could be at the top of your run, you could be in your pits, and I want your hands underneath your shoulders, and I want your knees underneath your hips. And I actually want you kind of pushing your knees into the floor so that your bum muscles are on. Okay, so I can actually turn my bum muscles on a little bit here. If you've got a big curve in your lower back, we're kind of trying to turn on the hips a little bit to take that curve out. And we're just gonna kind of begin to extend opposite arm and leg. Okay, and some people call this a bird dog. And the mistake people make when they do this, I'm gonna give you a bad example, is they change the shape of their spine. That's not the purpose of this drill. The purpose of this drill is to actually kind of like lock in your torso. And when I lift the foot, I'm actually using the hip. And another way of doing this would be to like slide the foot on the ground first and then lift it. And then set it back down and slide it back in. So what you're gonna end up doing is about 10 per side. I don't know where I'm at, but you're moving at the same tempo as I am, and you're not rocking left and right as you do this. Perfect, so let's imagine we're at 10. What we can do is we're just gonna thread the needle. We're gonna reach the left arm all the way under the right and kind of drop the ear to the floor. And then we're gonna push that right hand into the floor and give ourselves a bit of an opener. We're just gonna do that 5 times. And again, this is slow and controlled, but I'm pushing that right hand into the ground. And I should actually kind of feel a little bit of a stretch through my right side as I open. You can see my mobility isn't fantastic. I'm gonna do one more. And something that most people neglect when they warm up is we could actually be breathing really well here too. So what I'm gonna try to do is inhale really loud and deep. I'm just exaggerating that sniff. And then pushing through that left hand. So I'm inhaling as deep as I can, breathing in a bit of a compromised position. I think this is just 3, so I'm gonna kind of knock them out. And I'm gonna kind of try to get a little bit of strength and a little bit of mobility together. Let's call that 5. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna hover my knees off the floor. You can see my knees are just hovering. Okay, again, what we don't want is this shape to ever come back in. So I need to turn on my hips just a little bit, push my toes into the ground, and then I'm gonna push my hands. I can keep my knees bent, but I'm gonna push my hands and try to basically put my head through my arms. And I'm just gonna come back and forth 5 times. Good, and you're gonna inhale on the way forward, big and deep. Exhale back. And last one. And the goal here is to push the floor away and try to open up through the shoulders. So let's keep this kind of position. Bring the left foot outside the left hand. And again, for a second, you can just kind of hang out here and stretch. You don't have to be super active necessarily. Is my head cut off in the video there, Trevor? Perfect. So I'm just stretching here for a second because it just feels good. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna push this right hand into the floor so you can see I'm not lazy, I'm opening through my chest, and then I'm gonna reach. And then I'm going to take that left elbow and I'm going to slide it down the shin. Good, so I'm going to inhale as I reach. I'm going to exhale down. We're just going to do 3 in the interest of time for this video, but I would say 5 is probably the number. Good, there's my 3, but you can do more. You could stay here as long as you need to. I'm gonna swap over to the right side. And again, I'm pushing this left hand. And again, so if I'm actually actively pushing this left hand and actively opening using my back muscles, I'm actually gonna get some work, which is what we want. Good, back to all fours. So we're gonna do kind of what's called a push-up down dog. So again, I can have big bends in my knees, but they're gonna be pretty long now. I'm on a piece of tape there, so I'm sliding, I'm gonna do a push-up, and then I'm gonna push on an angle, back to my down dog. You can adjust your feet, but we wanna stretch in here as well. We wanna fight for that, so even if I'm here, I can drop my heels even farther to get some mobility. I'm gonna walk my hands back, do a push-up, and then breathe out. Back, get that mobility. You can shuffle your feet, that's fine. Good, I'm just gonna do one more. Inhaling, exhaling, try not to let your shirt go over your head. Good, come back to all fours, and we'll go back out, left foot forward. So this time all we're gonna do is just a little static stretch. It's gonna be tough to see on my screen here, but I'm gonna take my toes and I'm gonna point them out. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna kind of give myself a bit of a stretch here. And so this is just a static stretch. Should just feel good. Okay, I don't think really anyone in the blueprint community needs anything super advanced here, but we could also reach around and grab the quad there if we wanted it. I don't really want to cramp on the video today. I need someone to rush in and rescue me, go other side. So same position, right foot outside. Then we're going to take that foot and rotate it out and just use that hand on the hip or on the knee to kind of open that hip a little bit. Good, we're gonna do one more from this all fours position. So it's gonna look similar. I'm just gonna tuck my shirt in here real fast. And what I'm gonna do when I push back is I'm actually gonna reach for the opposite leg, okay? And the goal here, so I'm just gonna go kind of to plank position and then reach to the opposite leg. The goal here is I don't want people rocking around. I want you nice and solid. So just plank position, bum is on. No kind of saggy milk cow. Push the hands through the floor. Get comfortable. Give yourself a stretch, and I'm pushing through my right arm, nice and strong. I feel a stretch down here. Good. And I would exhale as I get back, nice and stable, reach. Right on. So let's stand back up. Honestly, the warm-up could probably stop if we were to keep going. I would probably just do some squats. I might do some split squats. I might practice some hinging just to kind of warm up my hamstring. We could do anything we want. Pick 2, do them for about 10 apiece, and that's honestly probably enough, and that gets you through this weekend. So practice this a few times before a race. If the first time you see this is on race day, you've probably already missed some steps.